Hey guys, what's up? This is Chunks coming at you guys with another war recap. We had Fulmen Morte versus the Red Line in an arranged war. As you can see, we took the victory in this one, 82 to 80 with 91.23 total destruction, first third 90.20. Town Hall breakdown was 4 Town Hall 11s, 9 Town Hall 10s, and 17 Town Hall 9s. As you're able to see, they were able to 2-star all of our Town Hall 11s except for one, get a few Town Hall 10 triples, and then 3-star all of the Town Hall 9s. On the Fulmen Morte side, we were able to take care of all the Town Hall 11s with 2 stars, 3-star a few additional Town Hall 10s, and then basically take care of all the Town Hall 9s. With that being said, though, we'll go ahead and jump into the first recap. It's going to be from Claudio stepping up against the Town Hall 11 as a Town Hall 10, and he's going to come in with 5 healers on his queen to take out some of the trash up here at the top. Gets her down with a rage early on her since she has 3-point defense on her. He's then going to drop a baby dragon down at 10 o'clock so that way it will take out some of the outside trash and force the queen to walk towards the north. She takes care of those outside point defenses, steps up, takes out the bomber tower, and then takes out that elixir storage and then begins her walk up towards 12 o'clock. Gets a golem down and then a few wizards down behind that to clear some of the outside trash. Sends down a test wall breaker and then sends in a few more to go ahead and get the outside wall open. Golem redirects after the wall opens up. Queen steps up and begins taking down some of the point defenses, and then he drops some bowlers down with his Barb King. Gets an early rage down so that way they will clear these outside buildings faster and get to that eagle sooner. Pops the Barb King ability as he works through the enemy queen and then steps up to take out the enemy Barb King. Archer Queen still working up at the top, takes out that Inferno Tower, and then he pops that ability as she's walking over to the side to keep her alive as she's working through that giant bomb. Bowlers and King are still working on the bottom side, getting some of that additional few percentage. He drops a jump to lead right to the Town Hall, and then drops into Earthquake so that way it softens up the Town Hall, and then he's just going to trail in some Valkyries from the top. Gets a rage down on them as they're working. Queen is working on taking out that enemy clan castle. Valk step up, take out the other Valks that were in the clan castle, and then step up and take out some remaining percentage in this base. Solid 2-star coming from the Town Hall 10, stepping up on the Town Hall 9, or Town Hall 10, 11 I mean. Next up, we are going to take a look at Fit King coming in on the Town Hall 11 dip on the Town Hall 10. He's going to start off at the bottom side, sends in a minion to try to get some of that percentage and make that funnel. Hits a Seeking Air Mine, so then he drops in a second minion, and then a few wizards behind that, gets a golem down to tank, and then drops 2 healers on the golem instead of deciding to bring the second golem. The 2 healers actually end up being pretty critical in this raid as they survive through the whole thing, keeping up the troops in the core. Gets some bowlers down, and then a few additional wizards to make sure that funnel is nice and wide, sends a test wall breaker in, and then opens up the wall with the remaining wall breakers. Gets the Barb King, Grand Ward, and Archer Queen down with some additional bowlers. Gets a rage down and a jump as they are approaching that first Inferno Tower. Pops the Grand Warden ability as the bowlers are about to step in that giant bomb and have the balloon working on them. Bowlers step up into the core with the Archer Queen. Queen takes out the Hound and then works to clean up the pups. As the bowlers are continuing to work through this core, he then starts his Laloon portion coming from 4 o'clock around to 3 o'clock. Gets 2 hounds down and then sends in a bunch of haste behind those. Freezes the Inferno Tower as the bowlers are still working in the core with the healers on them. Gets a rage down so the balloons are able to get into that Inferno Tower and Wizard Tower sooner. And then basically has some loons on the backside working as his bowlers, Archer Queen, and Grand Warden with the healer on them are still working in the core. 1 hound pops and then he basically has additional loons that he's able to trail around the outside for the cleanup. Just completely smashes his base as a Town Hall 11 should do against a Town Hall 10. Next up, we are going to take a look at Echory. He's going to come in with the HB on the Town Hall 9 versus Town Hall 9. Gets a wizard down on both sides from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock to go ahead and start working on that funnel. Then sends his giants down and then gets healers on them so that way they can work getting through that max Town Hall 9 wall. Gets down an additional wizard and then gets the Barb King down so he's able to start clearing up some of that trash as the golems are getting through, or giants are getting through that wall. Then sends in his Archer Queen and bowlers as soon as that wall opens up. Gets a haste down so that way the giants can beat through the wall and step up and get that enemy archer queen down. He has 2 loons and a dragon that come out of the clan castle. Gets a poison down for them. As the giants and bowlers are working the core of the space, queen steps up to take out the dragon while it's under the poison, as the bowlers work to get down the archer towers or air defenses that are working on the healers. Queen steps up to the side and then takes out a few additional point defenses, and then at that point he just starts trailing in hogs as all the point defenses are preoccupied by the giants in the core with the healers on them. Goes ahead and sends in a few more hogs down at the bottom. Since there is only 1 point defense, it's not going to be much damage to them. Then gets a poison or a heal spell down over the archer tower as the giants and the hogs meet up, so that way they all get healed together. Shares that for him, has his cleanup started down at 3 o'clock, so that way it'll begin working towards the 9 o'clock area where all of his hogs will be ending at. Then sends in basically his additional hogs to go ahead and take out the backside defenses, and has a heal spell down for them as they approach that enemy king. Gets a baby dragon down at 9 o'clock to go ahead and finish the cleanup. Has both hero abilities in the end. Go ahead and times for that one. We got Ekorita stepping up with the Town Hall 9. Big 3-star for him on that one. Next up, we are going to take a look at Mash 2. He is coming in with the Queen Walk to the Go Va Ho. Gets a minion down to take out that corner builder hut, and then drops a wizard to go ahead and start cleaning up some of this trash. Gets the enemy archer queen down. Go ahead and fast forward it just a little bit to get through this walk. He's got some additional minions that are down at the 8 o'clock area to go ahead and start creating that funnel for him. Queen steps up to those wizard towers, and then he gets the healers down on her, so that way she is able to stay alive as she's walking down through that area. She will continue her walk down towards 6 o'clock. He then brings in a golem, gets a few wizards down behind those. He's got a couple Teslas that pop right there, so he goes ahead and gets a 3rd wizard down to help get rid of some of that outside trash, and then he basically sends in a test wall breaker. Once he realizes there's no bombs there, he's able to get the additional wall breakers down. Gets the Barb King down to go ahead and step up to help out that golem. Golem splits, and then he drops in his Valkyries as the queen is approaching to meet up with the rest of the group. Drops his bowlers way outside, so that way the only place they can target will be right towards the core, and then he gets a jump down leading right in. Gets a rage spell down so the Valkyries will break through those last few towers sooner, and then everybody meets up and steps up into the core. He gets a heal down in the core, so that way he is able to keep his troops up as they are working through that enemy clan castle, and the point defense is right there. Pops the king ability and gets a poison down for the enemy clan castle. Queen is working on taking out some of the major key splash damage towers down at the bottom. And then he basically just starts trailing in hogs through the backside as the king steps up and takes out that enemy queen. Hogs begin to converge onto the last few towers, and he gets a heal down for them, and then basically just trails in the last few remaining hogs that he has on the backside. But we'll go ahead and speed this one up just a little bit, as he's now basically working on cleanup with a group of hogs. He's got the healers over on his Barb King, and bowlers and wizards still working up at the top. Troll Tesla Tower down at the bottom, but he's got plenty of hogs in the end to clean up that, as his bowlers and everybody else works to get the remaining percentage up at the top. We'll go ahead and back out of that one though. Next up, we are going to take a look at Kelser. He's going to be coming in with the Queen Walk to mass hog attack. Drops a single loon down to check for any seeking air mines, and then has a poison down on the queen and gets his healers down. Queen is going to take out those outside storages, gets a rage down so that way when she steps up and has a 2-point defenses and the queen on her, she will be able to make it through it. Sends a giant down at 4 o'clock to lure out that clan castle. Gets a partial lure on it, and then sends in a hog to make sure he gets the remaining out, and then just basically drops a poison over by the queen, so that way it will take out all the goblins, and she is able to just focus on that enemy baby dragon. Pops the ability to get through the clan castle sooner, and then gets the Barb King down as the queen continues her walk up top to just start taking out some of the trash. At that point, he's able to basically just start sending in hogs. He's got 3 heal spells remaining, so he can convert all of that to his hogs that are coming through. Gets a giant down so that way the point defense and splash are focused on that giant, and then the hogs are basically able to step up and work through that bottom area. gets a heal down where the big bombs are in the core of the base, and then gets a second one down as they approach the other big bombs and that bomber tower. And then he just starts trailing in more hogs from the top side to keep the hogs that are coming through the core just pushing through that core and not going outside and working on the outside towers. Gets some cleanup down at the bottom as his remaining hogs are working, and then he just basically gets his last heal down as he is approaching that final wizard tower. But we'll go ahead and speed this up. He's got the queen still working with the healers on her as she's walking. He's got a group of hogs basically up there just taking out everything. This base had another troll Tesla as well, or just one down at the bottom that hadn't got hit on the initial push into the base. But he's got the queen working with full health up at the top. He's got troops working on the outside trash, and he's got his hogs now and wizards coming from the bottom side of this base to just basically go ahead and clean up everything. But that's going to be it for today, guys. So if you guys liked what you see, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'll have more war recaps, more how-to guides coming out for you guys in the near future. But until next time, guys, this is Trunk signing out.